Hi guys, welcome back to John's Corner. This will be my second NBA cards video. I would like to thank you for all of those who reached out to me with my last NBA card video. I got some great feedback from there. Also, a lot of requests to do another NBA card video. So, here we are for this episode. I would like to go deeper into the subject of pricing of the NBA cards. I think it's safe to say eBay sold items, eBay comps for short, is the widely accepted way of pricing your NBA cards. Although here, locally in the Philippines, there are collectors that are still in favor of Beckett or the book values of how to price the cards. That is the dilemma we have right now. I have my glasses on, I have my laptop here in front of me, so it's easier for me to stay within the topic. Because NBA cards, it's just so dynamic. You can just get out of a topic that easily. We're gonna stick with the pricing topic. Let's start from the golden era of NBA cards or sports cards. For me, the most beautiful inserts that ever came out of this hobby was the 90s. It was just great. It was just awesome. It was just so sad that I missed almost half of that 90s era because I quit around 95, 96. So during the 90s, there was no eBay or any other websites that sell cards. Pricing, you pretty much have to buy a Beckett magazine. That was it. It was just the Beckett magazine that we had. So actually sometimes just one of my friends would buy and we would just share just to check the values and we write it down. Next month, you have to buy. It's a monthly subscription for that magazine. Nowadays, Beckett is more on online. If you have a cell phone, you can download the app. It's for free. But the subscription service for Beckett is around $10 per month or around $100 per year. It's more expensive now actually than before, but that was the 90s. What's cool with the Beckett app or the Beckett website, you can have your graded cards checked so you can see the population and everything and all the analytics of that card. Also, you can check not just Beckett, you can check BCCG grading. If there's a sudden change on the price, you see it right away. Plus, you can see the previous price of that particular card, how small or how big the jump is from the pricing, vice versa. That card could also go down in value. So that is Beckett. Now, if you want to save on money, you can go to cardbv.com. I'm not really sure who made this site. Whatever the values you see on Beckett, you'll see on that website as well. But this one, cardbv.com, is purely on the pricing. So you don't have the other services that Beckett has that you can check the graded cards, there's news, there's updates, and more. Because it's free, you only do get the pricing. Beckett is still more updated. So far, we have 1, Beckett, 2, cardbv.com. Now, let's go to eBay. ebay.com. If you still don't have an eBay account, make an eBay account. It's really easy. You can just check out the sold listings for eBay prices. The values on eBay, sometimes they don't really show how much the card really went for in terms of sale. There's also an alternative website which is 130point.com. Go there, check the top left of the website and just type in the keywords. For example, a rookie card of LeBron James. You'll see there on that website the actual price that it went for. If you check 130 point and also eBay sold items, the eBay tax and the PayPal fees are still not included in that computation, also the shipping fee. So take note of that also. Now you have 4 tools to check the pricing of your cards. I think that is more than enough. Number 1, you have Beckett. Number 2, you have cardbv.com. Number 3, you have eBay. And number 4, you have 130point.com. Those 4 are essential. CardBV, eBay, and 130 point, those are all free websites. You don't have to pay anything. If you like to invest and flip on those NBA cards, especially if you have a lot of graded cards. I do suggest that you do subscribe to Beckett.com because the population is very important. For example, you're selling a card and the population is 1. That means for a graded Gem Mint 9.5 card that you have, there's only one population. That means there's only one of that card that is a Gem Mint. Let's say pristine, a grade 10. You could command a very, very high price for that card because of its rarity. Because it's the only card that's graded that high. Let's take a look at the Beckett website. If you look at the top middle page of the Beckett website, you will see the search bar. Just to make it easier for you to find the value of your card, just go to all categories and check basketball. Now you can go to the search bar and just type in the keywords. For example, you have a Prism Luka Doncic rookie card. I type in Prism, his name, Luka Doncic, and the number at the back, 280. And then click search or enter. Then you will see the price of your card. While you're looking at the pricing of your card, you will see the Beckett low and Beckett high. You always look at the Beckett high. That is the book value of your card. For this particular card, it's $800. If you go to cardbv.com, you don't have to log in. Go to search. Just type in the same keywords. Prism Luka Doncic 280. You'll see it is also priced at $800. Going back to Beckett, if you hover around the price, you will see the previous price was $600 on August 24 of 2020. It just went up recently on the 25th, just a couple of days ago. Let's go and check out eBay.com. Once you're logged into your eBay account, just type in the same keywords, then press enter. What we want to see here are the comps, the eBay sold items. Let's go to the left side, scroll down, just click on the sold items. Once it takes you to the sold items, sometimes you don't see how much it really went for. You'll see a line on the value. You're not really sure how much it went for. We saw one for $600. It's all different. That's the thing with eBay. It's an auction type market. If it's not buy it now, then you can bid on it. Hopefully you get lucky and you get a card for a very low price. The values are all different here on eBay and sometimes it doesn't show. So let's go to 130point.com. For this website, you don't have to sign in, just like cardbv.com. Click on search eBay sales, top left. On the search bar, just type in the same keywords. Immediately, it will show you pretty much the same as eBay, but some of the values, it will really show how much it went for or sold for. Again, I don't think the taxes are included here and also the shipping cost. What I do, I maybe look at around 5 recent sold items of the same card, average them out. I base my price from there. Now that I have shown you guys the 4 tools that you can use so you can check the values of your cards, which one would you prefer? Would you go for the book values or the eBay sold values, or eBay comps for short? Now the truth is, there are collectors here locally in the Philippines who still see Beckett as the main pricing guide for NBA cards. Beckett is actually a cool price guide when it comes to selling 90s cards, not the blue chip cards. This is just real talk. Beckett is super behind on updating the price list of the cards, especially those blue chip cards. I will give you a really nice example of one of those blue chip cards that has recently gone up in value. Let's talk about Kobe Bryant's Stardate rookie card. This is a rookie insert. It's one of his, in my opinion, one of his most beautiful rookie cards that they ever put out. I'll show you guys. You can appreciate it more. I hope it is clear. There you go. It's such a beautiful rookie insert of Kobe Bryant. I will be checking this card and I will show you. I just checked on Beckett. The book value for this card now is $1,500. Wow. It was only $250 back August 18, 2020. That was just a couple of weeks ago. This card jumped more than $1,000. That's how high this card jumped in book value price. This one is very clear example. I think around the first week of August, this card was already selling high, like around $1,000, something like that. The book value, it just updated on the 18th. You have this card, you want to sell this card, post it on eBay or the FB, NBA card groups there. For how much would you sell this? Knowing that it's selling on the average around $1,000 on eBay. Let's say you sell this for around $1,200, like around 60,000 pesos, and you post it on Facebook. There will be some out there here in the Philippines locally who would say it only books for $250. How come you're selling it for 60,000 pesos? You see the dilemma here? It's Beckett/book value versus eBay comps. The past few months, the past few weeks, in the local FB groups, there's some who rants that why, what happened? How come we're not using Beckett anymore? What is the use of Beckett? Is it always eBay comps now? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not the expert here in pricing or anything. I'm talking from my experience here. I just don't buy cards here locally. I buy in comc.com. I buy at eBay. I buy at the FB international card groups. Those card groups could be ranging from Europe, US, Australia. Real talk, almost everyone internationally is doing eBay comps. It's so funny to me that some collectors insist Beckett is the way. It's really not. I know it's hard to swallow the pricing of the cards, especially now, pandemic days. The sports cards industry has boomed, I think, to the highest level since it started. For the longest time, we have been using Beckett only. There's no competition. Now, there's eBay where the majority of online selling takes place. This is a hard pill to swallow, maybe for some old collectors that are used to the Beckett pricing. And let's face the truth, we just want to buy the cards at a cheaper price. That's why we probably tend to cling on the old pricing, which is Beckett, and I think Beckett is way behind on their pricing values. I do want to touch on the grading services, the different kinds of grading services we could do for our cards. If your card does get a really high grade, that means you can sell your card at a higher price. The condition of these cards matter. That's why we have grading in the first place. If you're a collector and you want a really nice condition of card for, say, Stardate, it's either you go for a PSA 10 or you go for a BGS 9.5 mint or 10 pristine for BGS. Or, better yet, black label for BGS. That is very rare. For me, it's just simple that graded cards should be priced at a premium high. In my opinion, it's very obvious that you're buying a graded card because of the condition of the card. And at the same time, the value of these graded cards are higher than the normal raw cards. If you go to Beckett.com, every card has conditional pricing, but not all cards have graded pricing. For example, the Stardate has graded pricing. It says here, for a Gem Mint 9.5, it's still $800. You see, this is also an example that Beckett is so way behind on their pricing values. They already bumped the price of this to $1,500 book value, but they still haven't changed the values of the graded pricing. If this is Gem Mint 9.5, this should be more than $1,500. That is another clear example of how late Beckett is. For me, you'll see that Beckett is way behind on their pricing. This is my final verdict for you to price your NBA cards. So guys, you already know the tools. For me personally, I price my cards using comps, especially for those blue chip cards and also the ones with very high potential to go up in value. If you're a seller and you overprice your card, I'm not talking about close to the eBay comps. I'm talking about like way overpriced your cards. Like maybe double. What happens is people will not buy your card. The NBA card community will think that you always overprices his cards. That will have a negative effect on you. If you want to sell your cards and you don't know the values of your card, you don't know how to get the values of your card, you could always research. You can always go to google.com to research the value of your card. You'll probably end up checking eBay, or will send you to maybe a Beckett, will tell you to subscribe. But if you have access to the internet and you don't use it, you don't do your due diligence as a seller, that to me is unforgivable. This is $800. Let's say you sell it for $200 because you don't know the price and you just made up a price. That is your fault, especially if you have all the access to the internet. What's more unforgivable for me is if you have friends in the hobby. It's so easy to ask people. Again, try adding yourself to the local groups. If you have cards from before and you just want to get rid of it, I suggest you go to the local card groups here in the Philippines. There in the local groups, you can post your cards, you can ask people how much they are worth before you sell it. Again, as a seller, it's just freaking common sense that you do your due diligence. It doesn't matter if it's cards, if it's basketball shoes, if it's Funko Pops, if it's toys. There's no excuse. Unless you don't have an internet, then I will understand you. But if you do, use the internet's power. My stand on this is seller's card, seller's price. Let the seller decide how much he or she will sell their cards. Let them gauge. They have all the tools now. For example, Luka Doncic rookie card. This is now $800. The way Luka is performing, you saw his playoff run. For a 21-year-old performing awesome in his first playoff run, I think this card will still go up. Why would I sell this for a lower price when I think the potential is high? Some of these personal posts, those rants on Facebook that I see won't change a thing. It's not gonna change how people are selling their cards. Majority of collectors and investors and flippers sell their cards globally using eBay comps. That is just how it is right now. I'm a firm believer that if you are in any kind of hobby, not just sports cards, learn how to adapt. That's how it is. We cannot do anything. Prices of the cards are going up every year. Panini Company has monopolized the card game. They have full control. We can't do anything about it. I'm a firm believer that we need to start learning how to adapt. Not just in the sports cards industry, but in every hobby, in every industry, in work, in life. There's always change. And now, NBA cards are in high demand. Pricing now is just gonna go up. The more the demand of the cards, the more it will go up in value. Now I know there are a lot of conspiracy theories out there, like eBay prices can be shilled, which is true, could happen, but hey, look at the last 10 cards or the last 20 cards. If you see that majority of these cards are selling for an average price of, let's say, around $200, then that value would pretty much already stick. Also expect Beckett to update their pricing soon, right after that. That's just how it is right now. I think the option for buyers to do attain their chase cards for a cheaper price is go to eBay and bid on the auction. You might win this card at a very low price. You'll never know. That's why it's an auction. That's what makes eBay fun, getting these cards at a steal price. Before I end this video, I do have some inquiries asking me how or why did the NBA cards or sports cards hobby in general boomed. The hobby actually has already grown throughout the years. From the moment that I went back to the hobby, 2017 of November, every year I see a lot of new collectors out there. Don't get me wrong, there's also some collectors that quit the hobby because of maybe financial issues, whatever. But in general, more people are coming back to the hobby or starting the hobby for the first time, even before when the pandemic started. Let's fast track from 2017 to now. We're in pandemic times. A lot of old collectors have decided to go back to the hobby. Let's face it, when this pandemic hit, a lot of people were just at home and bored. A lot of these old collectors decided to go back to collecting. During the pandemic times, Michael Jordan came out with The Last Dance. That was the docuseries shown on Netflix, showed and reminded the whole world how really good Michael Jordan is and the Chicago Bulls. That was a great run. 2 three-peats, 6 championships, and it just brought back a lot of nostalgic memories. That feeling, that goosebumps when he made he made the last shot versus Utah Jazz. During that time, a lot of collectors were buying Jordan cards like crazy. So prices went up. Even the Scottie Pippen rookie card went up to $200. That docuseries, The Last Dance, is part of the uprising of sports cards. Also, these yuppies, these old collectors like me, around 40s, 50s, they now have kids. What's really cool is they pass this hobby on to the next generation. These new breed of collectors in the hobby, I see around 10, 11 years old. They already have their own cards. They know which players they want to collect. That's pretty cool, right? Clearly, they will be the next ones who will make sure that the hobby is alive and strong and becoming more and more popular. Another wake-up call. This one hit me hard. I really realized the importance of NBA cards when Kobe Bryant died. By the way, Kobe Bryant is my favorite player. Now, when he died, I was lucky enough that I was able to keep one of his autographs. Check this out. Although this card is not the most valuable card in my collection, value price or selling price, even though this is not the most expensive in my collection, this is my most loved card. I have a piece of Kobe with me. I have his signature with me. The Mamba will never sign any card ever again. That's why these cards have gone up in value times 5 and even more of what it was selling before. This was a sad awakening for me, a sad realization, but at the same time, I am glad that I came back to the hobby. I have a piece of Kobe Bryant with me. I have his signature, and I will forever cherish this card and this hobby because of it. This will sound a little weird and probably will sound a little bad, but NBA cards can be a form of gambling. Why? Because you spend a lot of money buying packs, and these boxes, they are expensive, and you don't know if you're gonna get your money back. A lot of times on box breaks, when you open up a box or packs, you lose. The only time you win is you get a really rare card of maybe one of the top players in the NBA, the blue chip cards. Some of these cards are rare, some are even numbered to only 1 of 1. This is a form of gambling, and when the pandemic hit, some of these gamblers go to the casinos, have migrated to NBA cards. What's the difference between gambling and doing the hobby? When you gamble, you go to the casino, there's a high chance that you will come out of there empty-handed, like zero, no money at all, or sometimes even losing your car or your house or condo, whatever, right? Especially if you're super addicted, that happens all the time. When you gamble on cards, you might lose on the value of the box, but you still have the cards, and you'll never know which of these cards of yours might be valuable in the future. Just look at the Prism. I don't have it. I only have Luka. Prism Giannis rookie card. That now is booking for around $2,000. Before, when it first came out, I heard it was selling locally here for only 100 pesos or $2 each. No one knew that Giannis would be as good as he is now. See, your cards can still go up. So at least here in the hobby, you still have the cards. You don't know if those cards might go up in the future. Those players might become future MVPs, future champions. Also, in the Philippines, basketball is the #1 sport. That helps a lot here locally. Globally, I think NBA in particular is probably the most innovative sport right now. Just look at the bubble in Florida, how they organized it. That is so huge, especially for us. It helps us cope up with this pandemic situation. Some toy collectors and some sneakerheads have migrated seamlessly into the hobby. I see a lot of YouTube videos, sneakerheads showing off their boxes, their cards. Toy collectors are now buying cards, getting to know the sports cards hobby industry. That's why this hobby is so huge now. Also, young entrepreneurs, they see this as a form of making money. These investors slash flippers, I have no problem with them. They want to do this industry, it's fine with me. They want to make money out of it, it's fine with me. You know why? Because it's freaking pandemic. If this is the way for you to make your money and survive, go for it. If this is a way for you to provide food on the table for your family, guys, it's pandemic. A lot of people don't have jobs and maybe saw a video or two of NBA cards selling for high prices now. I don't blame them. Going to the industry to try to make some money, go for it. In my opinion, it will be more enjoyable for you if you also collect. Because collecting for me is the essence of the hobby. It might be better for you, so you would naturally stick to the hobby. The only thing I see is for the investors slash flippers only that don't collect is what happens if you gamble a lot on these new players that still hasn't proven themselves, like Michael Porter Jr., Luka Doncic. I mean, they're good. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young. These guys are good. These guys are the future of the NBA. But they still don't have a chip or championship for short. They don't have rings. So you cannot consider them as blue chip investments. You can flip them in a short term. But again, it's very risky. It's also a form of gambling. Knock on wood, and I hope this doesn't happen to your investment. Players can get injured. Sometimes it's fine if it's just a minor injury, but once your player becomes injury prone, like he becomes injured every year, obviously your investment or stocks in a way will go down in value. Now that's the only thing I see. If you do not collect, you might lose a lot of money and end up just quitting the hobby altogether. So I still think collecting is the essence. Like me, I collect, I buy, I trade, invest, flip, whatever you call it. I've done all those things. That's what's keeping me interested in this hobby till now. All those different aspects in the card game keeps my fire burning for this hobby, you know, the passion. I just started small in this hobby. I didn't put a lot of money in it at first, so I just gradually went into it and start also investing in the young players, and it paid off. I was able to make some money by the ones that I do collect. I did lose some money on some players that are injury prone or not performing. It's not always a win-win situation here. That's why I think collecting is still very essential. Thank you guys again for watching this video. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. Click that notification bell. I promise you I will make more NBA card videos. I'm having a lot of requests right now, and I would love to hear your feedback. Please like my video, comment, ask me anything about NBA cards, and I'll see you on my next video.